Chapter 16. Hearthstone unleashes his inner Bovine. Jack decided this was an excellent time to give me a training session. Despite being fully capable of fighting on his own, he had this strong belief that I should learn to wield him with my own power. Something about me being worthy and competent or whatever. The thing is, I sucked at swordplay. Also, Jack always decided to train me in the worst possible situations. "No time like the present," he yelled, turning heavy and unhelpful in my grip. "Come on, man!" I ducked the first blade that swung towards my head. "Let's practice later, on mannequins or something." "Dodge left," Jack yelled. "Your other left. Make me proud, senor. The Snogfung blade is watching." I was almost tempted to die just to embarrass Jack in front of the lady sword. But since I was outside Valhalla and my death would be permanent, I decided that that particular plan might be short-sighted. The zombies crowded in. The cramped quarters were our only advantage. Each Draugr was armed with a broadsword, which requires about 5 feet of free space for effective swinging. 12 dead berserkers with broadswords, surrounding a tightly knit group of defenders in a small chamber. I don't care how good you are at forming a quorum, you are just not going to be able to massacre those defenders very easily without hacking apart your comrades as well. Our melee turned into an awkward shuffle with a lot of shoving, cursing, and bad zombie breath. Samira thrust her spear under Arvid's jaw. The weapon's light burned away his head like a flame going through toilet paper. Another zombie jabbed at Blitzen's chest, but Blitz's chainmail-lined vest bent the blade. Blitz slammed his bow-tie wrapped fist into a zombie's gut and, much to everyone's disgust, got his hand stuck in the zombie's abdominal cavity. "Gross!" Blitzen proceeded to lurch backwards, yanking the zombie along, swinging him like a clumsy dance partner and knocking other Draugr out of the way. Hearthstone took the awkward and the award for the most improved in melee combat. He slammed down a runestone. He was immediately encased in a golden light. He grew taller. His muscles swelled as though someone were inflating his clothes. His eyes turned bloodshot. His hair splayed with static. He grabbed the nearest zombie and tossed him across the room. Then he picked up another one and literally broke him in half over his knee. As you can guess, the other zombies backed away from the crazy overinflated elf. "What rune is that?" I accidentally swung Jack through the top of Geller's sarcophagus, giving it a sunroof. Blitz yanked his hand free from his dance partner, who collapsed into pieces. "Uruz!" Blitz yelled. "The rune of the ox!" I silently added an Uruz rune to my Christmas wish list. Meanwhile, Samira ran through her enemies, twirling her spear in one hand like a shiny baton of death. Any zombie who managed to avoid getting going up in flames, she chopped down with her axe. Jack continued shouting unhelpful advice. "Parry, Magnus! Duck! Defensive pattern Omega!" I was pretty sure that wasn't even a thing. The first few times I managed to hit a zombie, Jack cut him to pieces. But I doubted the moves were impressive enough to win Jack a date with the lady sword. When it became clear that Geller was running out of bodyguards, he leapt into battle himself, whacking me with his sheathed sword and yelling, "Bad immortal! Bad mortal!" I tried to fight back, but Jack resisted. Probably he thought it would be unchivalrous to fight a lady, especially one who was stuck in her sheath. Jack was an old-fashioned kind of way. Finally, Geller backed towards the sarcophagus. He was the only Draugr left. His bodyguards lay strewn across the floor in a ghastly collection of arms, legs, weapons, and knitting supplies. Geller cradled Snogfung's sword against his chest. "Hold on. Point of order. I move that we table all further combat until..."